This is the art gallery at West LA College. Today and the rest of the month of April in 2011, the Twigs, which is the artist group that we formed about 5 or 6 years ago, is having their show here. So now we'll go into the gallery and we'll walk around and survey the work that has been put up on the walls. This work has been done by Marianne Scalinas. She works with wire mesh, and this year she started working in wall hanging pieces, whereas before they were hung from the ceiling. And this little piece here is one that doesn't use the frame background as the others have that we just recently showed, and I think is a really sweet little piece. And this is work by Bob Whitty, and he does dimensional transparency collages. These are combinations of 2 or 3 images together, usually starting with black and white, converted to color, and then the image is pulled apart using Photoshop and put in 3 different layers, or maybe 2 layers, and each of those layers printed on a piece of transparency material, spaced apart and then framed up so that as you observe these pieces, they change as you go from side to side. It doesn't show up too well here on the camera, but it is an interesting concept. This work has been done by Alan Bollinger. This is oil and oil stick on paper. And this represents a pretty different type of work that he's done in the past. He's been exploring different things for the last couple of years, and I think he's got a nice work in this gallery at the moment. This work has been done by Michael Rich. He's a digital artist with a painter background, and surprisingly, a lot of the things he does with the computer has a painterly type quality to it when he's finished. This is one of 2 pieces. You see a pair of them here. And these are the same image, but they're just turned 180 degrees from each other. Whereas on this one, exactly the same image, just turned 180 degrees. The mind and its concept of what a shadow is supposed to do interprets this as being a concave surface. It's not metal, it's inkjet prints. Looks like metal. And here's a piece that Mike did using tiling. Primarily uses the tiling to accent the image. He's not using it in order to print it bigger necessarily, just mainly for accenting. Here's our display case, which has our pottery work in it and the sculpture. The top row here is done by Aldo Favilli. And he has worked in the industry at McTell, and in the past he had his training over in Italy. He's done work for Fellini in the movies, Ben-Hur, and Cleopatra. The bottom row here is ceramic works done by Frank Matranga, and some of it looks to be like vases, which have a utilitarian use, and the others are more conceptual pieces that have no functional use. But this little piece here on the end has a very interesting piece of rosemary for the handle. So that's the display case. And over here on the end, another Michael Rich, as you can see, has this painterly quality to it. And I won't bother to tell you what the subject was because you wouldn't believe it. This work is by Winston Marshall. He's a field color painter. And here he's exploring not just different colors, but also the edges. It doesn't show up very well here, but these are on rectangular white gessoed canvases, and he's elected to not have the paint go all the way to the edge, but rather work with the edge as part of his design. This is a kind of a red on red. He uses a lot of layers, very thin oil paint, uses a squeegee to apply them. And building up all these layers is what gives the interesting effect here, because you can see on the yellows here, there's some blacks and whites underneath there. Gives a modulation to the painting. You see here too, you can see all the different layers of red that went before. Okay, so that's the show. Hope you enjoyed it.